Right, so now we're going to go deeper. We know how Node thinks, but we're going to go to the very bones of what's going on with this. So, right, we're gonna talk about V8 and C++. Of course, we will not write C++ in this course, but we need to have a better understanding of what C++ is and what's doing for us when we use Node. So we're going to start from the very beginning. Whenever you buy a computer, you want to buy by taking a look at the memory, the screen, the keyboard, and whatever. But most important, it's going to be the processor, the microprocessor. So why is so important the processor for us? The processor is the brain of our machine that is going to receive instructions and perform a task. So better processor, better computer. Now, processor might be different. You have 64-bit processors, ARM, MIPS, and you have a few more. The difference is the language that they might speak. They might speak different languages. So the processor will just receive some instructions in a language that they can understand. And this language is going to be machine code, just like this. Good. So after they receive the instructions in the language that they understand, it's going to do something. It's going to perform a task. So machine code, it's really, really hard to write and read. So how does it look like? Yeah, looks like that, unreadable, really unreadable. So whenever we use Node, we use JavaScript, not machine language. So now the programs in your computer are coded in something, and this something, it's compiled or compiles everything to machine code so the processor can understand, because the processor only speaks machine code. So the programs will just convert everything and convert it to machine code. So you must be thinking, okay, so Node compiles our JS to machine code. Well, yes and no. So in the past, we had machine code, then just raw code. Then other things came up to make things a little bit easier, just like assembly or assembly. But then, they were still really hard to use, to read and write. And then there was a big break with C++, and C++ came into play. So C++ is very similar to JavaScript or Java. Maybe you know C++. So they make the coding much easier for programming. And as the time goes by, they get more and more efficient. So in conclusion, Node is going to be written in C++. So it's going to take that JavaScript code, Node compiles the code into machine code. And how is compiling everything to machine code? Well, it's doing by using the V8 that we know. So the JavaScript is going to enter, is going to be compiled by V8, and then machine code goes to the microprocessor so we can perform the task. And V8, it's also built in C++. So now everything makes sense because Node uses C++, V8 C++, everybody's using the same thing, so it works. So this is the main core of what we're going to be learning, of course. We're not going to do anything with V8 just by hand, and we are not going to be using C or C++, of course. We're going to use pure JavaScript. So, okay, that's good. Let's move forward to the next section.